In Hebrews 12, verse 1, it says, therefore, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Just as you're standing and extending your hips, remember that you are not alone in this journey. You're surrounded by a cloud of witnesses who have gone before you, and you have Jesus Christ to guide and to strengthen you. Just like this exercise, keep standing and throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and run with perseverance this race of life that is already marked out for you. Remember that God is with you every step of the way. I'm Ramon Hunter. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about standing hip extensions, standing hip extensions. So for the standing hip extension, what I have here is a band, a loop rather, a small resistance loop. This one is heavy resistance. You can use a resistance band, whether it be a light, medium, or heavy, or extra heavy. You can use a resistance band, tie the ends together and draw it up, pull it up above your knees. It can also go below the knees as well to the level of your ankles. So this exercise, it doesn't have to be above your knees in terms of the position of the loop. It can be below the knees. It can be by the level of your ankles, depending on your comfort. The difference is, as it goes further down, you lengthen the lever arm, so you may feel it a little bit more. If you want to be a bit more concentrated, however, and directed towards the glutes, then you pull it up higher. The higher it is, you shorten the lever arm, you get more focus on the primary mover, which is the gluteal group of muscles, all right, especially the gluteus maximus. All right, so for this exercise, you're going to just stand upright, make sure the feet are about shoulder width apart, shoulders back and down. And what you're going to be doing is you can put your hands on your hip or hands by your side or hands across the chest. It doesn't really matter, the hand placement. But what you're going to actually do is swing the leg back. So just swing. So you're balancing on one leg and swinging the other leg back. Now, when I say swing, I don't mean like just swing it back and forth and allow gravity or momentum to be carrying it back and forth like a pendulum. But you're going to balance on one leg. The working leg stays off the floor, and you're going to go ahead and move it back against the resistance of the band and bring it back to starting position. So it has to be controlled. It's not a situation where you move it back and then allow the band to swing your leg forward. Control the release of this from this movement, all right? So you're going to stand again, feet shoulder width apart, chest nice and up, and you're going to just go ahead and take your time and extend the hip and then bring it back. Pull back against it, and then bring it back. Pull back against the band, and then bring it back. If you want, you can hold on to a pole. If it is that you feel like you won't have proper balance, you can hold on to something stable. You can use a grill, you can use a chair, you can use a table, something stable and sturdy that won't topple over with you when you put your weight on it or when you use it for support. You're just using it for some support and additional balance. All you're doing is just pulling the hip back and then bringing it back in. Just pulling it back and then bringing it back in. Standing hip extension, all right? Standing hip extension. So it's a wonderful exercise to use to help strengthen the glutes. It's a wonderful exercise that with regards to, if you want to also help with support of your knee, this also helps with providing support and stability, not only for the hip, but it also helps with the knee as well, because everything is connected. Okay, so if while performing this exercise you start to have some pain or, increase in pain, and it can stop from performing this exercise. If it is that you have had any major surgeries or any significant problems or medical conditions pertaining to your hip, pertaining to your knees, I would advise that you seek medical advice, medical counsel first from a healthcare professional or a physiotherapist before continuing this or before starting this exercise. So, pray and hope that this exercise really benefits you, this standing hip extension exercise. I'm Ramon Hunter. Have a wonderful day. Blessings.